Should I just like show you what's happening? Yeah, look at this!
Cassidy Quinn.
Hi, I'm Cassidy Quinn, and if you're new here, I make videos about plants, mental health, adventures, and anything else that makes me happy and hopefully might make you just a little bit happier too. And yes, also I am still alive. I would like to take a moment to formally, except very casually, apologize for disappearing on you. And no, unlike your ex that would make excuses for not showing up, I actually have like a legitimate reason. As you may or may not know, a few months ago, back in October 2020, I left my full-time job to go freelance, to make the content that I am passionate about, which, yes, as I told you at the time, does include making videos for you. But it also includes making a podcast, which I know I've alluded to for a while, but now it's like actually happening. Should I just like show you what's happening? Yeah, look at this. It's a trailer for the podcast. Hi, I'm Cassidy Quinn, and this is Mentally Together. Because whether you can see it on the surface or not, we are all trying to keep ourselves mentally together. And whatever our brains are experiencing, we're not alone, we're together. Personally, I have anxiety, depression, and recently diagnosed ADHD. And the only way I have figured any of that out is by talking about it. Okay, and maybe staying up way too late, Googling things, and watching way too many ADHD TikToks, but whatever. The point is, let's talk about it. On each episode of this podcast, I'll interview someone different who's willing to be open and honest about their own mental health and the lessons they've learned to help them feel better. From professional athletes to content creators and musicians, my guests will share their struggles, their happy moments, and everything in between.
I'm gonna figure out how to enjoy the really hard stuff, like maybe not exactly in the moment, but I'll figure out how to get out of it as fast as I can, because I like to have fun, and I like life, and I like enjoying, and I like being happy.
We just need to give grace to on ourselves to just like, we'll figure it out. Just give us time. You know,
we are figuring it out.
We are totally figuring it out. Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna pretend like some of these emotions and anxieties are like unwanted guests at the dinner table, but they're still here. You can't ignore them. So I'll say, have a seat, gang. I'm gonna go to the kitchen, and when I come back, we'll discuss it.
You know, go down that rabbit hole. You're never gonna be hurt like you've already been hurt.
Like I wanted to handle it on my own because I thought that's what I was supposed to do and I wasn't supposed to talk about it.
Okay, I'm just gonna take a really calming, grounding breath, and I'm just gonna think in, and I'm just gonna think out. And then call it. That's it. That's your meditation practice for the day.
You have to be okay with discomfort, and you can't like put a Band-Aid on it by trying to fix it by saying like, maybe this or maybe that, or you're going to be fine. That makes people feel like shit and completely shut down.
So I'm having a bad day. I literally just pull the duvet over my head, write the day off, start again tomorrow.
What if you're enough? Okay, try that on. And that's a hard, it's
What a concept.
That is an uncomfortable. So yeah, that's the biggest thing.
And then you're like, God, I'm really sucking at this right now. Oh man, then you just like go into the self-shaming.
Could you jump inside my brain and read my thoughts?
I think that's like the human experience.
Subscribe and join me in having these real, raw conversations about our brains, our bodies, and lots of feelings. So starting on Monday, right here on this channel, you will get full episodes of my podcast, Mentally Together. This is what I've been working on when you haven't seen me here on YouTube. And honestly, at the beginning of the process of working on the podcast, I thought I would be able to do both at the same time. I have the tendency to think that I can do everything at the same time because I just want to do everything and make all the content, all the videos, all the podcasts, all the things. But, fun fact, around November,
I just got diagnosed with ADHD. And it feels good to be like validated.
I'm definitely gonna be making some videos about that, so if you're interested, if you're curious about ADHD, if you think you might have it yourself, if you actually do have it, let me know what you'd like to see in the comments below. But one huge part of the ADHD discovery for me has been figuring out how my brain wants to work and ways that I can work with my brain to get the things that I want to done instead of letting my brain get in the way of them, actually making it work for my brain. And again, I can make a whole video getting into all of that sometime in the future, but for now, what you need to know is that I just had to tell myself it was time to work on the podcast and only the podcast, so that when it was time to launch the podcast, I was ready, I could have some strategy behind it, I could do it how I wanted and put the work behind it, and have a bunch of episodes pre-recorded so that once I launch, I can actually stay consistent and not every week be like, oh my god, how am I gonna have a new episode? Like, I actually have recorded 10 episodes, I think, already, and that feels so good, and there's no way I could have done that if I also was telling myself I needed to have a YouTube video out every week. So, I'm sorry, but also I'm not that sorry. Also, a huge part of me wanting to go freelance and work for myself was to have the flexibility to be able to not work 9 to 5 every single day and be able to work in other places and go on adventures and take days off to actually go enjoy life, maybe? So there's been some of that happening too. First split board tour of the season. It's beautiful. Yoo-hoo! Ooh, pulling us into our home for the next, what, 3 nights, 4 nights?
4 nights.
As the snow starts to fall. So much snow. So peaceful. 2021 is off to a great start. So you will see some of that in the future. Technically you were with me, I was bringing you along the entire time, you just haven't seen it yet. You just have to be patient. And also, fun fact, I started a Patreon. If you don't know, Patreon is a really cool platform where creators of any kind of content, whether it's music or blogs or podcasts or videos, can put their work and you can sign up and actually give a few dollars to support them being full-time creators. So I now have a Patreon page where you can sign up and get extra behind the scenes content, extra updates. You can be one of the first people to ask questions on the podcast of each of my guests. And then every month I'm doing an exclusive live stream just for my patrons so that we can all like hang out and talk to each other. And it's a fun time. So if you're interested in supporting me in that way and wanting to hang out with me, know what's going on more behind the scenes, get more regular updates, and just extra content that you don't see anywhere else, then go check out my Patreon. The link's below. I guess while we're here, I should give you another update on something you might be asking about. How are the plants? My Monstera is loving its moss pole. This lady will not stop growing. Look how long this goes. I don't even know what to do with you, but you're beautiful. This guy still thinks it's Christmas. Don't tell him. I now have a plant in a basketball. It's magical, and it's called a Philodendron Brazil. These little baby succulents are still little baby succulents, but they're growing. Don't tell the other plants, but I think this string of pearls is my favorite because just look, she's glorious. This plant is dead. This guy is very, very dead. This is what's left of the dead spider plant. Oh, the lighting's changed and there's some weird spots on my face, but whatever, we're going with it. That's the disco ball, by the way. If you want something to just bring you constant joy at random moments throughout the day, get a disco ball in your house. I'm telling you, it's a life changer. So yeah, I think that's everything you've missed these last couple of months when I disappeared from YouTube. Thank you for still being here and sticking around. I promise I will get back to regularly posting content on here. It's something I really, really want to do. I have a bunch of ideas for videos, and then I even have a bunch of videos that I've like half shot, just haven't had the time to edit or really put together fully. So they're coming. I posted on Instagram a little while ago saying that in 2021, I am not doing the whole like strict New Year's resolutions thing. Oh my gosh, new year, new me, I have to change everything about myself. Instead, what I'm doing is just little baby steps and trying to be more patient with myself. So with that, I hope you can be patient with me too as I take some time to get the content out with the time I need to edit it and get it done. And thank you, you're wonderful. Please do let me know in the comments below what kinds of videos you would like to see from me moving forward. And again, starting Monday every Monday you will have a brand new episode of Mentally Together right here. So I guess I'll see you then.